And we are here, round one of Arc 40K 2020. We've got Brad versus Andrew there, familiar face there, sun beaming off his forehead. We've got two armies here playing today. We've, as you would, we've got Andrew's Necrons versus Brad's Iron Hands.
Sons of Medusa.
Sons of Medusa. Fucking sick looking table as well. Got some land speeders too, which is bonus points for me. We're playing on the center table here. I'll run through the mission. So we're playing. Mission objective is hold the objectives. Duh. All right. Precious cargo. So deployment, we're doing frontline assault. Both players roll off the sides. The winner chooses their deployment zone, and they're going to be doing alternate deploying once when the roll's done. Mission objective, we're going to have 6 objectives down. These can be placed anywhere on the battlefield, not within 12 or within 6 of the board edge. They're going to be numbered 1 to 6 as well. Players are going to be rolling off to determine who takes first turn, and of course the player who finishes deploying first gets +1. So with the exploding cargo, at the beginning of turn 3, roll 3 dice, re-rolling any doubles or triples. The objective markers with the corresponding numbers to what was rolled explode immediately and cause D3 mortal wounds to any unit within 5 inches of the objective. The objective is then removed from the table. So we're going to have both players with a bit of the unknown when it comes to what objective they're holding and then exploding in front of their face. Battle points for this is 4 points for each objective held. Furthermore, battle points will be awarded for the following: 1 battle point for first strike, destroying a unit in your first turn, 2 battle points for slay the warlord, 1 battle point for line breaker, 1 battle point for secure the line, and 3 battle points for completing 3 turns. Both players have about 2.5 hours roughly to finish this game, with 13-15 points to play. Both armies here are both arc forged, so we'll also give details on that further on what's required for that. But basically both armies are going to have 10 stratagem points to play, or command points. Now, the piece of resistance, Change of Fate, is a special stratagem for this mission. It's 3 CP. You may re-roll 1 of the dice that determines which objective explodes. If re-roll results in a double, the detonation roll remains unchanged. So the players do have a little bit of leeway in what they want to explode. Of course, that is if they leave 3 points to actually spend, which is pretty hard in games, let's be honest. Round 1 is on the way. Unfortunately, Sons of Medusa have failed the seas, but fortunately for the Necrons, they've got first turn. Now, we're looking at the landing pad side of the table. We have the Wraiths. We've got 1 Doomsday Arc on the flank there. We've got the big blob of Necrons here. We've got the Warriors, 2 Immortal squads, and the HQ units in there too, all amassed within the ruin there. And then on the far flank, we've got another Doomsday Arc, Scarab Swarm there, and we've also got a sneaky Scarab Swarm in here. On the side of the Necrons here, we have got 1 objective. We've got 2 objectives going around to the Sons of Medusa side, and we've got the 3rd objective there. So that's the Necron's deployment from the view of the Sons of Medusa there. Now, on the Sons of Medusa side, we've got the Storm Talon there. We've got 1 unit of Primaris there, objective 4, Thunderfire Cannon. We've got the Lieutenant under there as well, the Dreadnought, aggressors up there. That's what they see at the moment. We've got the 3 land speeders, just love land speeders. Don't see enough of them. And the Primaris there as well. And that's the third, objective 3 there. Okay, so we've got the movement phase for the Necrons happening. I'm going to go through the army lists in a moment while they're doing so. We've got the army list for the Necrons. We've got a HQ with an Overlord, the Void Scythe, Resurrection Orb, and here's the Warlord. His Warlord traits Immortal Pride. We've got a Cryptek with the Staff of Light, Chirometron, and the Veil of Darkness as the relic. Troops choices. We've got 20 Necron Warriors. We've got 10 Immortals of Tulsa Carbines and another 10 as well. So that's 2 squads of Tulsa Carbines there. Followed up, we have the Fast Attack. We got 2 units of 4 Scarabs. We have also the 5 Canopec Wraiths. Heavy support, we've got the 2 Doomsday Arcs. What you see is what you get with those. Now on to Brad's Iron Hands. We have Primaris Lieutenant as a HQ. He's got Hero of Chapter, which is Warlord trait, Target Protocols, Mastercrafted Stalker Bolt Rifle, and also a free relic, the Vox Experium. We've got a Venerable Dreadnought as well. He's got a Warlord trait, the Imperium Sword, Student of History, your Twin Las Cannon, and Close Combat Weapon with Stormbolter. Pre-game strat, we've got March of the Ancients and Paragon of Iron. We've also got Aggressors, Boltstorm Gauntlets, Fragstorm launchers as well. Followed up by 3 units of 8 Intercessors with Stalker Bolt Rifles. So we see where he's going with that. We've got 3 Land Speeders, Squadron of Gorgas. We've got 3 Heavy Bolters, 3 Typhoon Missile Launchers. Also Thunderfire Cannon and a Storm Talon Gunship with 2 Heavy Bolters and Twin Assault Cannon. Okay, onto the game. We've begun the shooting phase. And it looks like the Doomsday Arc is running riot. Oh, with 2 Las Speeders down, unfortunately, and that is brutal.
Nothing else in range.
Nothing else is in range for the shooting phase.
First strike.
Anything else that I might have missed this first strike? Thunderfire down. The Storm Talon even. You can tell I play Marines much. That's rough.
Oh, right.
Well, that's what the Doomsday Arcs are there for, really. Let's see if the Iron Hands can come back after that. There wasn't much movement there from the Necrons either, staying very stagnant. Looks like we're keeping away from those objectives for now. Bar objective 5. Alright, so in Brad's movement phase for the Iron Hands, I forgot to mention too, you may have noticed the roof has come off from the Whitechapel. We have got the Canopec Wraiths just lurking around in there. With line of sight, you guys are playing through the windows, I presume?
Yeah, it's just cover.
Sweet.
It's not line of sight.
So we're playing at the moment in this game here. The Wraiths are in cover. You can see through those windows here. So the Primaris do have a good shot on them. Got the Land Speeder there, pushing forward. And the Primaris shuffling around too. Daisy chain nicely to that objective at the back and the centre. Both players have played each other before. Very familiar with each other and the way they do things. So it should make for a nice challenging game. Okay, so the shooting phase has begun. Alright, so these are the Primaris shooting at the Wraiths here with their Stalker Bolt Rifles. Okay, so we've got the Land Speeder Typhoon. He's fired a couple of shots at this Doomsday Arc. We've got a couple that have gone through and we've taken a couple of wounds there. Down to 11 wounds there. Wraiths are unharmed at the moment and we've lost 4 warriors there, obviously, before they get back up. Unfortunately, the Iron Hands They cannot see much else. The Necrons are good at hiding here. So with Arc, just a reminder here about the armies. This isn't a super competitive tournament. We're looking at a triathlon here of hobby. So you're looking at equal scores of sports, army presentation, and also player points in game. Now there's no win, loss or draw when it comes to the points. Each player are both trying to accumulate as much points as possible here, and then it's all added up at the end of the 6th game to add to their final score. So while both players are keeping an eye on their own mission, they're also keeping an eye on their opponent to try to mitigate their effect when it comes to these missions. This mission is going to be very interesting too when it comes to the 6 objectives. 3rd turn, we're going to lose up to 3 objectives, doing damage to each unit that's within 5 inches of it. We've got here the landing pad sitting here with the flank of the Doomsday Ark. Warriors still stagnant, of course. Going into some more shooting here. Just 2 more warriors drop there. More bolts of fire raining down on the Necron warriors here. Trying to hit those numbers as soon as you can, knowing how tough the unit is to remove. Decent amount of hits there. Onto the wounds now. These are with the
6.
This is from the aggressors, yeah?
Sorry, cover, so 4.
So another 4 for the Warriors. That's a unit of 20 there. I think we're almost halfway through, or right on it. Okay, so it looks like we've got the Primaris lining up those Immortals there. I can see 3 of them. That's enough. That's all they need. Re-rolling ones there for the Iron Hands. It's a lot better. Nice, 3 wounds there from the Iron Hands into those Immortals. Oh wow, it actually wasn't the Immortals, that's right on the Doomsday Ark there. I've been thrown off by the Iron Hand shenanigans there. 5 wounds left, small arms fire, picking off the Doomsday Ark. That's what he wants to do. Unfortunately, the larger weapons are negated from these Doomsday Arks. They're very tricky to deal with here. The flank of the Necrons is slowly being picked away here. You can see the Iron Hands advancing up on that same flank, softening it up. So now we've got the Iron Hands trying to shoot through this Admech ruined building here. Very hard to see through, of course. Trying to pick out something worth shooting at. We're targeting the Immortals here with the Stalker bolt rifles here. All hit. Wow. Decent roll there. Re-rolling 1 wound there. We got 5 wounds there, neg 3. We got 5 up saves there for the Necrons. And another falls. Same squad. Another 2 shots. Then we got 1 more wound there. Running out of warriors to pick. The flank is looking very flimsy now for the Necrons here. Both players surveying the terrain. There is a fair bit going on this table, I will admit. Adds to a decent game though, I'll say. So we're back in the Thunderfire cannon has affected these warriors here through that ruined building. So all movement halved, charging, movement of course, and advancing. All right, we've got some more shots at the rates here from the Stalker bolt rifles. One Wraith has fallen, continuing down shots there, and unfortunately a one there for Brad. Okay, shooting summary for the Iron Hands. We have lost one Wraith here on the flank here, still holding strong in the White Chapel. We have had the Warriors heavily hit, as I'll get around here. Looks like two have gotten back up, and we've lost a decent amount of Warriors there. 4 ups, we're looking like we're going to get back up here. 8 of them have come back. That's brutal. The flank has been heavily hit though by the Iron Hands. We've lost a few Immortals and the Warriors as well. So this flank over here is getting quite weak now as the Iron Hands push up. Unfortunately, no first strike there for the Iron Hands as the robust Necrons still stand. All right, we'll move on to turn 2. I must add as well, Thunderfire Cannon has halved the movement of these Wraiths. Thunderfire Cannon doing its bidding, and it has affected somewhat the Wraiths. So they're going to have to make a larger charge than they first originally intended. So Thunderfire Cannon is doing its business. We'll see how that goes into the Necron movement phase. Okay, turn 2 movement for the Necrons. Looking pretty stagnant over this end. Scarabs hiding behind the ruins there from the incoming Primaris forces, especially that land speeder there. Oh, what do we have here? We've got Warriors being vacant of this ruins. I don't know what's... Oh, there they are. Shit, they have deep striked. Bit of shenanigans going on by the Necrons here, putting pressure on this flank. The Wraiths have jumped out of that chapel. Half movement as well, mind you. This Primaris squad is in for some interesting times. That Necron squad, yeah, just bouncing back from that that barrage of bolter fire earlier. We've got the Doomsday Arc that has also pushed around this landing pad here, and the Necron's pushing forward. Okay, we've got a stratagem played on this land speeder here. Hopefully negating some of the damage here from the Doomsday Arc that is firing. Decent amount of fire here onto the land speeder from the Doomsday Arc. Neg 2. We've got a 5 up, feel no pain here. Land speeder still lives. Okay, so both Doomsday Arcs are fired on the aggressors here, opening up the first round of shooting in the second turn here for the Necrons. A couple of wounds spread along the aggressors, but not much going on there. Land speeder still stands as well. Iron Hands doing what they do best, and that's resisting. Warriors now about to open up some shots here on the Primaris. This flank is under a lot of pressure here. If anyone's going to try to resist it, it's the Iron Hands. Stubborn buggers they are. Okay, so we've got Andrew picking up the dice for the Warriors here. We're going to need a big handful of dice. Okay, so we're hitting on 2s here for the Warriors. It's pretty scary in itself. 4s to wound here for the Primaris. Neg 1 here for Primaris. They are just weathering the storm here as Brad just chuckles away. One drops.
1.5.
1.5. Oh, that's a save. There you go. Cop that. One Primaris has dropped. Wow. They are stubborn buggers. This flank is holding up, that's for sure. The Wraiths obviously have not much to fire. So we've got a charge range of 7 here from the Wraiths.
No, they're halved because of the Thunderfire.
Okay.
So I can't roll a 14s, and they've been halved, so I can't roll a 9.
Wow, so Thunderfire has negated both squads for charge. So, wow, that has mixed it up a bit now. The Wraiths and Warriors are going to have some fire coming in at them before they get another shot at them. Needing a 14 charge range. Obviously, that cannot be done. That has saved this Primaris squad there, right there. That Thunderfire cannon working magic as we go into the Iron Hands turn. We'll be right back. Going into the movement phase for the Iron Hands now. We've got the aggressors rolling up here. We'll come back once when all the rest of the movement's done. But it looks like this flank here is going to be under some pressure now for the Necrons. We'll see if they can retaliate. Turn 2 movement summary there for the Iron Hands. We've got the Primaris holding strong here on their right flank. We've got the aggressors here. They're moving along to support, and the Primaris as well. Looks like there's a decent number of support here for these Primaris coming to help their friends, their comrades, their brothers, while the Dreadnought has pushed up as well. It's getting better sight of everything else that's around him. Primaris have stayed stagnant on this flank here, holding strong, while the land speeder Typhoon has charged forward. Pretty much it looks like a suicide mission, but we'll see. These Iron Hands are quite resilient here. He could survive another turn. Okay, continuing fire onto these warriors here, more Stalker bolt fire. This flank is looking like a crucial piece of the puzzle when it comes to this battle. Both armies throwing everything they can at this spot. We've had one warrior drop already. Got 2 wounds. Got a 5-up save from Andrew there, rolling on the nice little dice roller provided. Okay, Doomsday Ark has taken 3 wounds. We've got a Thunderfire. Looks like it had a decent amount of shots, 8 shots in fact. Needing 3s. What are we targeting here?
The Immortals.
Looks like the Immortals, okay. So the Wounded Mortal squad taking 6 wounds here.
So I'm in cover, so 3 up.
So looking at a 3-up save here from the Immortals. Ooh, okay, 3 down from the Immortals here. Chipping away at them. They're getting bombarded literally by the Thunderfire there. We got the end of phase of the shooting there. We'll do a quick summary for you guys. 3 wounds down for the Doomsday Ark. Scarab's still standing, hiding in that debris. The Immortals have taken a hit. And not much else on that flank there. As we move around, we've got the Wraiths. They haven't taken much more than that, and same with the Warriors with the Canopec. We're jumping straight into the charge phase here. Primaris have made it in range of these Wraiths. Looks like these Primaris here are staying still, probably trying to avoid that oncoming fire when it comes to Overwatch. We'll see, he might change his mind. The Wraith's getting charged. It is a decent hit by the Iron Hands here, because let's face it, these Wraiths are going to charge in anyway, so might as well get in there yourself. Got some Overwatch here. We've got 1 hit there.
2 hits.
Another 2. 1 wound.
And the big gun.
Okay, we've got the Doomsday Ark. Continue its fire onto the land speeder, which is trying desperately to charge and lock in and tag this Doomsday Ark. he has made it in. That's Iron Hands for you. They can weather anything thrown at them. Okay, so we've got the Primaris charging into the Wraiths. They've just poled in there, down to the rolls. Looks like a pretty good roll. Toughness 5 for the Wraiths there. Got a re-roll there. 3 saves, a 3 up. 1 wound goes through to the Wraith, surrounding those Primaris there. We'll see what they can throw back. Gonna have a decent amount of attacks here with an almost full squad, so might as well make the most of it. Just jumping over to the land speeder here, attacking this this poor Doomsday Ark. Got a 4-up save there. Okay, so we've got the Wraiths now, attacking those Primaris.
2 damage each.
2 damage each for the Wraiths. And we've lost 3 Wraiths, 3 Primaris right there. That's a decent chunk out of the squad. But there's enough bodies left to hold them up still. Okay, just rolling for the get-ups for the Necrons. Andrew the Tinasi's got how many Immortals coming up?
4.
We've got 4 Immortals getting back up after all the hard work that Thunderfire has done. It's just a continuous tide of robotic bodies over there. But I think the main effort here from the Iron Hands is on this flank. So it's probably not as important as what is happening here. Okay, so before turn 3 starts, we are rolling for the objectives here. It's on a random dice roll. These explode, taking out anything within 5 inches, causing 3 mortal wounds, D3 mortal wounds in fact. Okay, so we have a double here rolled. We've got a 5, so these are the 3 objectives that are going to blow up.
Yeah, so it blows up at the start of the turn. Yeah, and the 1.
Once when the guys sort this out, we'll do that. So the objective markers 1, 2 and 5 have exploded. 1 is right here. We have moved the Necron scarabs in there, but they were originally 5 inches away. Also the objective here amongst the warriors, and number 1 near the aggressors. We have lost 1 aggressor, lost a couple of wounds off each of the Doomsday Ark and the Land Speeder, and let's face it, the warriors have taken what they need from that. Other one there hasn't really done too much. That leaves us now with 3 objectives left for the game. We've got objective 3, objective 6, when that focuses, and objective 4. So this flank is in action and they have something to fight for. So now that's pretty much determined now where both armies are going to flow towards. Changes the game now a bit. Objective 6 still in play too, heavily held there by the Necrons as they push out. This flank now pretty much null and void, along with this flank over here. The Doomsday Ark has moved out of combat from that land speeder. Scarabs moving forward to try to swarm all over that. Doomsday Ark over here has stayed stagnant, while the Necrons spread here now, flowing towards the objectives. Primaris looks like they've also got somewhere to go now, seeing that the objective isn't close by. With the Dready and aggressors holding firm still after that initial explosion. Okay, turn 3, shooting phase for the Necrons. Jumping into it. Got the Immortals raining down some Tulsa fire onto these Primaris here.
And the other one.
Iron Hands holding strong at the moment. We've got a wound there. We've got one. On the aggressors are even taking hits now too, with one falling. Unit of 5 down to 3. Okay. Warriors now rapid firing into that Primaris squad. Big wad of dice being rolled here. It's 11 hits there. Quick maths happening right here. So we got a total of 23 hits there by the Necrons into the Primaris squad.
So far.
7 wounds. We've got another roll to happen. Then we'll get a closer look at how many wounds have actually happened. So we've got a total of 11 wounds by the Necron. Gore's weapons pounding into the Primaris armor. Okay. Rolling up some saves there for the Iron Hands. That's a very, very good roll there by the Iron Hands. Just one Primaris going down. That is awesome. These guys are tough as nails, man. First time witnessing the Iron Hands play, and yeah, I am impressed. Okay, shooting summary now done for the Necrons. Looks like the Iron Hands have weathered the storm. The main flank here in question. Primaris is still holding strong here. And we've got, looks like, one of the Space Marine generals in front of these Necrons holding back that horde. Got some overall Overwatch happening here now. From the land speeder into those Necrons there. The Scarabs hopefully going to weather that fire. Looks like the Scarabs have survived for now. By the 2 wounds on one base. Scarabs have moved into that land speeder Typhoon now. Into the combat phase now. Scarabs no effect onto this land speeder here. Can't say we're too surprised by that. Piling in by the Necrons. And it looks like the Wraiths have attacked and they've taken out another couple of the Primaris. The Scarabs. The Scarabs.
Scarabs killed one.
Scarabs got one, that's good. Okay, straight back into the charge phase here for the Necrons. The Wraiths are taken out along with those Scarabs. The last of those Primaris, those brave Primaris Marines. Now consolidating with the Wraiths towards the next Primaris squad. Scarabs have done their job too, holding that objective. Piling in now for the Primaris, picking out their next targets in combat. Over here, the land speeder still stands. Scarabs still flocking around, jumping on that land speeder, tearing at its armor. So after all that, the Primaris is still holding strong on this objective, but looks like they might be in a bit of strife after the next turn, I think. All right, so the Marines are picking off another couple of warriors here. Got some attacks coming up. Very nice roll there from the Primaris. Intercessors doing their thing, man. Ever reliant. Needing 4s though on that. A little bit tough. They've taken down 2 more warriors there. Got the land speeder now attacking those Scarabs. Got some rerolls there. Oh! Couple of wounds there. He's taken down a Scarab base. That's all you could ask for really with land speeder in close combat. It's the best you're going to get, I think. It's done quite well. No morale needed for the warriors down here, nor with the Scarab base. Okay, we'll get into now turn 3 movement for the Iron Hands coming up. End of the movement phase for the Iron Hands. We've got land speeder jumping out away from those Scarabs there. Primaris have flanked out, fanned out here, pushing forward. They're still on that objective there, daisy chained very nicely there. Thunderfire Cannon holding its own there in the centre, with no one really disputing it. This flank here though is looking a little bit weak now. The Necrons are swarming around them, so they haven't got anywhere really to go, while the Aggressors and the Dreadnought slowly pushed up to help out their brothers. Okay, deep into the shooting phase now for the Iron Hands. A couple of Scarab bases have been taken out by the Land Speeder. Looking over here now, everything's quite the same. Marines are staying in there. So many rerolls in this game, it's crazy. At the moment we're firing at the Wraiths there. Wraiths taking wounds. Okay, so end of the shooting phase for the Iron Hands. Land Speeder's done some damage there to the Scarabs. The Immortals pretty much as they were at the start of the game. And that flank obviously down here. Not much can be done when it comes to shooting because everything's just locked in. We've got the Aggressors now, start of the charge phase. Into these Scarabs here, these lowly Scarabs. Obviously no Overwatch there coming from them. Okay, following up with combat now, the Primaris attacking these warriors here. Bit of a meh roll there. Oh, that's unfortunate, that roll. Challenging bookkeeping here with all these multiple wounds. Okay, into the charge phase. The Aggressors have powered into these Scarabs here, taking out 3 of the bases there. They weren't really much match for him, let's face it. Now we're moving on to the Primaris, into these warriors here. Brad now rolling his dice. We've got 2 warriors dead so far amongst that. We've got 3 warriors dead total from that. Okay. We've got the attacks back from the warriors. 2 wounds have gone through. 2 saves from the Primaris. Scarabs now attacking those Aggressors there. Nothing there. So this flank is pretty much as it is right now, as the warriors pile in soon. That's just the dead being removed there. So I've got Andrew now just working out the get up for the last units that were affected that turn of the shooting. So the warriors getting up on 4s there. We'll see how tinny he can be now. We've got 6 getting up. That's fucked, man. That's fucked. Okay, that's enough getting up from you there, Andrew. Come on, man. And that's the Immortals back up to full there with the assistance of the Lord. This objective here, number 6, looks like it's pretty well held at the moment. And here's 6 warriors getting back up. That is just ridiculous. Endless robots there for days. I think Andrew's just saved the best for last for him. This is just ridiculous here. We've got another bunch of Wraiths have just popped up. That's, I don't know what to say, man. That's just filthy. Filthy. These Aggressors have just got a little bit more work now than what they expected originally. Andrew's just pulling it all out of his ass now. So we're deep into the movement phase now here for the Necrons. Thy will be done has been declared on that Immortal squad that's pushing up onto the objective there. probably following suit with the rest, daisy chaining through the ruins. Warriors are pretty much as they are right there, along with the Canopec, the Cryptek, as I must say. The other Immortal squad there, filing through that corridor there between the ruins. And then the Scarabs pushing forward as well. That Doomsday Ark is staying still, and followed by the other Doomsday Ark there. Okay, into the shooting phase for the Necrons, turn 4. Both Doomsday Arks have fired their salvos at these aggressors here. These aggressors are copping it from every angle. They've already lost one, while the other Doomsday Ark hasn't done a thing there. Possibly equalising the effect of those wraiths popping up. Let's see. So now I've got the Immortals now firing down at this Primaris squad. Okay, rolling those hits there. Looks like his exploding 6s have paid off there again.
Exploding 5s.
Exploding 5s even. Jesus Christ. These Immortals, I wish I could say that they were glass cannons, but the way they're going with the get-up rules, it's quite the opposite. Needing 3s now. Pretty much heavy bolters firing at these Primaris intercessors. That's 10 wounds there from the Immortals. Oh, that's some bad luck there as well. But
We got cover.
being intercessors,
Pretty solid.
being cover, that's pretty much all right. It could have been a lot worse there for the intercessors there, let's be honest. The next Immortal squad looks like they're having a look at this aggressor squad here down in that corner. Laying out a couple of options there. I've also got the Dready there too. Alright. Looks like we're splitting fire. That always pays off. Alright. There's some fire at the aggressors now. Only one hit, no wounds there. Aggressors quite well off after that. Up to the charge phase now for the Necrons. We'll get back to you. Okay, into the charge phase. The Wraiths are charging those 2 aggressives there. Massive wad of dice thrown by Brad. Getting double the shots in Overwatch here. Quite a few 6s there. It's pretty damn good. Needing 5s to wound here now at those Wraiths. One wound there taken by the Wraiths amongst all that Overwatch there. Got a 6-inch range there. Might just make it in. Yep. Right on top of that objective there. Just made it in range there, rolling the 6. Okay, so we got the Wraiths now straight into it, attacking those aggressors. Needing 3s to wound there. Ooh, just barely making those wounds there. 2 damage a pop, I think this weapon does, so these Wraiths are decent at the Primaris. These guys are Iron Hands though, and they take it well. So one aggressor has fallen. The Wraiths now surrounding the last man standing there. All swarming around that objective 4. Okay, now Warriors into the intercessors now. We've got 4 wounds onto them. And that's a pretty good roll. 1 wound taken on the Primaris there. Surviving the fight, following up now. Pounding into some robot skulls. We've got 5 attacks. A few misses there with a reroll. Ugly 1 there. Warriors are good. All right, we've got the Sarge with the Power Fist now following up. We've got 2 wounds there. Piling in there, the Primaris Intercessors. A few more attacks coming from them now. That's a better roll. Okay, following up with some wounds there. We've got 2 wounds come through. One save, 1 falls. So turn summary there for the Necrons. They've just pulled the tricks out of the bag for that turn. Got the Warriors now surrounding that last aggressor on the objective 4. And this combat here is just ridiculous. It's just surviving. It's probably going to end on the last turn, I reckon. Primaris holding in strong, and the Warriors just keep getting back up. Thunderfire obviously still doing its thing. And just got the 1 Scarab there on its own, attempting to chase down that land speeder. Okay, we'll move into the Iron Hands turn 4 now. Okay, turn 4 movement summary for the Iron Hands. The Primaris have backed off a bit just to consolidate on the objective 3. Probably a very smart move there. We've got the Thunderfire Cannon, no surprise, staying still. And then obviously not much going on here other than just pure combat there by the Iron Hands. Okay, into the shooting phase. Stalker bolt rifles into those Immortals there. A couple are plucked off there. That's about it for that flank. Rat assessing the rest of the battle. So Twin Las into the Doomsday Arc. Got 2 hits there. So venerable. 2 wounds. They go straight through. Got 2 damage and a massive 6 damage there. Let's see what the Doomsday Arc does now. It's ignored. He's taken another 2 damage there. Down to 4 wounds for the Doomsday Arc now. Got some bolts of fire now into the Immortals. We've got under 10 minutes now of the game, which has just been announced. We are in turn 4, the bottom end. So looks like we might be able to squeeze in 1 more turn. We'll see what the 2 players decide. Okay, and the last of the Scarabs have been taken out now, finally. Okay, end of the shooting phase there for the Iron Hands. The Doomsday Arc is left on 4 wounds. Scarabs are no more. Otherwise, Necrons unharmed. We've jumped straight into the charge phase here. The Venerable Dreadnought getting right into the action there to help out the aggressor there against those Wraiths. Got some attacks coming up into those Wraiths now. Strength 10 for that Dreddy, needing 2s to wound. Wow, 7 wounds there. Dreddy's doing his thing. Needing 3 ups now. Invuln save for the Wraiths. 3 Wraiths down. Dreddy has come in and shown who's boss at the moment. Bit of a tussle for this last objective here, so close to the end of the game. 5 minutes to go in the turn. It's going to get pretty tight there. The aggressor now doing his attacks into the last of the Wraiths. 3s to wound. Oh. We have a reroll there. Just checking if we're in range of the Lieutenant there. It's got a reroll there. That's a lot better. 3 wounds there. Oh, it's another possible. It's another possible 2, depending on how many wounds Brad rolls here. That's 1 down. 1-on-1 wound. Oh man, it's getting tight now. 1 Wraith down to 1 wound. So we're down to 1 Wraith, 1 aggressor, 1 Dreddy. Wraith's doing his attack. Nothing. Oh no. We've got combat here from the Primaris and the Warriors. Just pretty much squabbling over a generator here. Okay. We've got the Power Fist there taking out 1 warrior from the Sarge. Now for the rest of the intercessors, that's a pretty damn good roll. Following up with the wounds there, we've got 4 wounds into the Warriors.
3 down.
3 down. Okay, attacks back from the Warriors now into the intercessors. Decent amount of wounds there. That's a total of 4 there.
Keep 1 down.
1 Primaris down. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same shot as it was at the start of the turn. Both players now having a look at the time. It's less than 2 minutes left, and we've just had the handshake. I might have missed it. Both players now tallying up the points. What a game that was in the last turn there. That's all it come down to. This was the objective both players were fighting over right at the end there. Otherwise, we've got one objective there held by the Immortals and the other here held by the Primaris. So the lads are just going to sort out what's going on here, and plus with the secondary mission points as well. We'll get back to you. 12 points to Brad, 8 points to the Necrons and Andrew. Both teams were at loggerheads there. 2 resilient armies duking it out. Obviously the firepower probably a bit nullified to make up for their toughness. Yeah, that's what you get, guys. 2 hard-nosed bloody armies facing it off. So those objectives blowing up have really mixed up the game a bit. It really sort of dictated what both players had to do at the end there. It sort of secured 1 objective each for each player, so it sort of evened out when it comes to that respect, and left 1 objective right down there to fight it out. I think the Iron Hands did quite well to actually make a contest out of that when it comes to that flank with the amount of bodies that were thrown at them. He had the right army, right units at the right time, I think.